Hello, hello, and happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to this week's live stream, which very excited to be back after I think it was 2 weeks. One was Eurovision week, one was family week, both very important. So very sorry that we skipped a couple of weeks of the live streams, but we're back, and today we're talking everything. So the main topic of conversation is the launch of the new Retinol oil from the Mad About Skin brand. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions that you have. Make sure that you guys can make an informed decision about whether you want to purchase it. Ask me anything you want when it comes to how to apply, ingredients, how it's going to work, anything. Ask any questions whatsoever. We're also doing other skincare chat too. So I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of new discoveries that I've had in the skincare world this week. We're going to answer any questions that you've got. So basically, ask me anything. And that kind of segues nicely into our housekeeping for the week. So I know I say this every single week, but we'll do the housekeeping really quick so then we can get into the good stuff. So for those of you that are new here, welcome. We do these live streams every single Saturday, bar the last 2 Saturdays, here on the channel. We always start at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 7 p.m. European time, which is 10 a.m. West Coast time, 1 p.m. East Coast time, and 5 a.m. if you're watching from Australia or New Zealand. And I think that's like extra dedication, so you always get an extra hug and love from me if you're watching from anywhere sort of Australasia way. For these live streams, you can ask anything you want. Just drop your comment in the chat. I will say you don't need to ask. I know on some live streams you have to ask the same question time and time again to actually get an answer. Not here on Mad About Skin, we're much classier than that. I go through the questions in the order in which they're asked, and I answer them in the order in which they're asked. That way I just think everyone has a fair shot at getting their question answered, and yeah, I just think it's the fairest way and the classiest way of doing it. All we ask for in return is that you gently caress that like button. Obviously, I want to hear as many people as possible to hear about the channel, about new products, about these live streams, and the best way of helping me to achieve that is by giving the video a thumbs up and a like, because the more likes the video gets, of course, the more widely YouTube distribute it on its platform. So yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. And yeah, just a final shout out to Tom, who is the sheriff in town. Tom, who, if you've watched live streams before, you'll all know Tom. He's the star of the show, really. He keeps everything in check, everything in order, and just makes sure things run smoothly. He always says, honestly, you don't need me. I didn't do that much. And I always say, okay, well, how about you come back to us on those few weeks that Tom isn't here, and you see what a hot mess everything is, and then you kind of realize I think we all do need a little Sheriff Tom in our lives. So big thank you to Tom. Wouldn't be able to do it without him. Now, without further ado, should we do some hellos and then get into some of these questions and all that good stuff? So big shout out to Tom, to Marley, to Paula, to Annika, Amy and Jan. Great to see you all. Got Lebrexa, Scott, Rita, Hildy. Great to see you. Fristenberg, Veronica, Alicia, Jessica. Great to have you. We've got Jan. We've got the other Alicia. We have multiple Alicias in our lives, which is fabulous. You can never have too many. Suzanne, great to see you, my love. Heather, we've got Sweet Tea. We've got Carolyn. Great to have you all here. So many of what we call like the OG crew, but also some new faces too, which is always makes me so happy. So welcome to one and all. And if you are new, let us know. Leave us a comment. Let us know where you're joining from. Tell us a bit about yourself. We would definitely love to hear from you. So before we get into answering any questions that people might have about the Retinol, about skincare in general, I want to share with you a couple of like new product discoveries for this week. The video, we're back to doing our premieres straight after the live streams, by the way. And today's premiere is a good old-fashioned skincare unboxing. Do you remember those? Do you remember the unboxing videos that people did like 2 years ago? Well, we've gone vintage, we've gone old school, and I thought, I'm going to sit down and film an unboxing video because I've been sent so much skincare recently. Some good, some bad, let's just unbox it, talk about it, do some first impressions, and it's just 20 minutes of chill and chat, which it was so good to film, and I don't know why people stopped doing them. I did as well, but yeah, so good. So I'd say 2 of the like standard drugstore skincare standouts from that video, which I'll be coming straight after this live stream, are these. First up, this is the Garnier Micellar Gentle Peeling Water. So for anyone that's used the micellar water by Garnier, it's one of my favourites. It's cruelty free, it's a great dupe that's affordable. If you're using Bioderma, the Garnier one works just as well, but it's cruelty free and it's a fraction of the price. They do lots of different ones. They do one with charcoal, they do one for sensitive skin. They're all rubbish. The original is the best, works for everyone. And then they sent me this. This is the peeling. So this has 1% concentration of polyhydroxy acid alongside the micellar water. I was a bit skeptical because I thought, really, I'm not so sure. Tried it. Actually, really, really nice. If you want, because that 1% of polyhydroxy acid is so gentle, you can legitimately use it alongside, use it twice a day and your skin, it won't freak out. You'll be absolutely fine. So this is a great way of a bit of exfoliation and a bit of micellar water cleansing all at the same time. I actually think this is different, something new, and hats off to Garnier. I quite like this. Only thing I do worry about is, people use micellar water like to soak off eye makeup, the lashes, glue on lashes and things like that. Probably won't recommend that because this is going to be like a hot mess for the eye. So I would definitely say just be mindful that this still is an exfoliator, but it's nice. It's a nice, different product. And Boots, oh, you guys know I love Boots. Affordable, drugstore, amazingness. They have a vitamin C brightening cream, which I love. I rave about on the channel all the time. It's like £3, so good. They brought out the body version. This is the Boots Vitamin C brightening body serum. I paid £2.50. £2.70. It's under £3 anyway. And it's designed to be like vitamin C treatment for the whole body. Really nice. If you're the sort of person that wants a little vitamin C action on the body, this is a really nice moisturizer and vitamin C all in one. It's actually got a really good dose of vitamin C as well. It's not one of those like barely there concentrations. Actually really good. So this, yeah, fun of that. If you're in the UK, Ireland, Thailand, Australia, anywhere you can get to Boots and you can find this brand, definitely try this out for like £3 or whatever the currency equivalent is. I think this is a really great, like, get your body summer ready kind of treatment. Yeah, really like that. So, first of all, should we start with some of the questions? Then we're going to come to the Mad About Skin retinol oil. Honestly, it's been such a busy week this week, like a ridiculously busy week, in the best possible way, because we had the launch of the retinol, which is, once again, you guys are amazing. It's beyond, like, my wildest dreams. I didn't think it'd be this popular, and I'm so thrilled. Obviously I'm thrilled that it is, and it's currently on pre-order, so I'm going to be shipping every order that has a retinol oil within it will be shipped out towards the middle of next week, so I'll be on it. And yeah, I just wanted you guys to have the opportunity to order it before it then goes on like mass sale, and I'd hate for it to sell out. With like the antioxidant cream did, like sunscreen did. So I didn't want, you know what I'm trying to say. So if you did want to pre-order it, I know Tom will leave some links to where you can buy it on the channel. Let me just find it as well, and I'll just leave it. If you did want to check it out, it's www.madaboutsskincare.com, and it's there on the front page. Let me just get it, and I'll pop it in there so you can see about it, because all the information is there. And hopefully you guys are as excited about it as I am. I was literally so excited. This has been a labour of love, because I think we were on version 8 or 9 of it by the time it actually launched. I kept going back saying, no, we need to tweak it. I don't want it to be greasy. I want it to be lightweight, and I want it to have some really great, properties in it. So you'll be able to see on the website the images of what it looks like and all that wonderful amazingness. And yes, so shall I tell you very quickly? I'll talk a little bit about it, and then we'll come to the questions, and we'll get through to anything about it. So I wanted to create a retinol oil, because you guys that watched the channel before know I prefer retinol over retinol. It's slightly more potent. It is better tolerated on the skin. But I didn't just want to create any old oil. I wanted to create a retinol oil that had some other benefits. So the base is oat kernel oil, which is anti-inflammatory. It's calming, it's soothing, which is great because, retinoids are great for anti-aging, but they can trigger a little inflammation in the skin, so the oil's designed to counteract that. It's got some vitamin E and some glycerin in it, which is going to deeply nourish and hydrate and have some antioxidant protection. It's got some shea butter in there blended in to just really smooth everything out and give some added nourishment. And I am so unbelievably proud of this. And I'm also proud of the price point, because let's be honest, retinol oils, there are some other retinol oils on the market, and they're all ridiculously expensive and bougie. We don't want to overpay for our skincare. You don't need to. You can have a really well-formulated oil with, at an affordable price point. So I'll just put some on the hand so you can see. It's actually in a pump with the main packaging. You'll see it on the website. Actually in a pump, which I think just works, makes it so much easier to apply when things are in a pump, which is why we went for it. And if you can see that, just blended straight into the skin. It's not greasy, it's not oily, it's not tacky, it's fragrance free, but it doesn't smell funky. And how some oils can smell like a bit gluey. Not at all. You can barely smell a thing. And yeah, I am so proud of the product. It's also super flexible, so you can put a couple of drops of this into your moisturizer, which I would recommend if you've got an oilier skin type. If you've got a drier skin type, just use it as a facial oil. But yeah, there's no shine, there's no grease. It just feels so luxurious. I promise you, you try it, you'll be hooked. And my top tip is, if you're using it on the rest of the body, add a couple of drops into a moisturizer. Like, even this Boots vitamin C one will be fine. Any moisturizer that you use, put a couple of drops in, apply it to the body, and then you can get your Retinol fix on the body. It's going to be great, giving some anti-aging benefit, but also focus in on those areas. You can use it just as a standard oil on areas where you have KP, you know, the chicken skin on the backs of the arms, tops of the thighs. Put all of this on every evening, work it in. 2 weeks, KP, so much better. And trust me, I have like full on KP situation on my arms, and this works. This and a little lactic acid twice a week is my absolute savior. So the price point is $17.99. You get 30 ml in the pump, but a little goes such a long way. I would encourage people to use like 2 pumps on the face, and like with any retinol, because it's high potent, if you're not used to retinol, start a couple of times a week and build up from there, like every other day, and then don't use daily until your skin's accustomed to it. Because you know what? Even though it's super gentle and calming, it's also high potency, so just bear that in mind. Anyway, let's go. I'm sure you guys have got a million and one questions, so shall I just get into it instead of waffling and actually just step into it and talk about some of the questions and some of the other stuff. So let's crack on with talking. So Marley says, unfortunately I can't join today because I have an event to attend. Good luck with the launch. Thank you, Marley. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's gone so well, like ridiculously well. I'm, as always, overwhelmed by the support you guys show me. It does genuinely mean the world to me, so thank you so much. And Marley, we're missing you, but hopefully you can catch it on replay. Paul says, could you advise me on a mild exfoliation product to use with broken capillaries on the cheeks? I would probably go for mandelic acid. That's the most gentle, but be really careful because even super gentle can be problematic. So go for something like a polyhydroxy acid or a mandelic acid, and I think that'll give you the best results. But also you can use things like azelaic acid, which will have a mild exfoliation quality to it, but also calms and soothes any redness. So I would probably avoid exfoliation and just go for an azelaic acid instead. It'll gradually exfoliate, but it'll be great to dial down any redness that you might see in the skin. That'd be my recommendation. Annika, great to see you, my love. Amy says, hi Rob Tom, with my mama today, cooking food and for a sick relative. Oh, well, sorry to hear that your relative is sick, Amy, and give them a big get well soon from me. Glad that you're still able to listen in, and I'm sending you, your mom, and anyone in your family such a big love. Mona, we love you, and we love Amy, icon of the Mad About Skin group. That's just a fact. Jan, great to see you. And Suzanne too, who may or may not have been, let's just say, slightly busy with life. How's everything going, Jan? How's everything going, Suzanne? Are we all, other than probably an intense lack of sleep, which would be my guess for how things are going, is everything else going absolutely amazing. I'm so glad to see you here, guys. And I'm still beaming from your news. I can't tell you how happy I am. Lebrexa, great to see you, my love. Scott, great to see you. Says, so happy for the cleanser restock and the Retinol launch. And the wait is over. Yeah, I forgot to say, I probably should have, casually mentioned that. For people that were waiting for the Mad About Skin cleanser to be restocked, it is back. It is restocked. So if you're a fan of the Mad About Skin cleanser and have been waiting for the longest time for it to come back, the cleanser is back in stock, which is amazing. So you can get that as well as the Retinol. Yeah, the cleanser is back in stock, and I know so many people were waiting with a lot of patience for the for the cleanser to come back in stock. It is now back. Sorry it took so long. Honestly, I am genuinely sorry it took so long, but we had some issues sourcing some of the ingredients, and you guys love the product so much. I didn't want to tweak it and change it. I thought people would just prefer to have a little patience, wait a little for the actual cleanser to come back. Well, it is back, and we have some good stock numbers too, so don't panic. It's there for when you want it. And thank you so much for your order, Scott. We love you. Rita, great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Hildy says, hello everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. Also super excited for the rest now. Thank you, Hildy. We love you. Jan says, question for Rob. I've been using salicylic acid. Do you know, I always love a question from Jan. I just love you, Jan. Thank you. And you're always so polite with the question, which makes me love you even more. Says, I've been using salicylic acid for my... I was saying, you've been so polite. For my pits. I love you. For a while now, Inkless, good option. And I'm slowly running out. Is there anything stronger I can use? Congrats on the launch. Yeah, so a lot of people do use exfoliating acids under the armpit as like a great natural deodorant. It does genuinely work. It lowers the pH, so it disrupts any bacteria going on there, so it can keep you fresh all day long. So actually there is science behind it. When people say, does that work? It actually does. So I do fully recommend it. Salicylic acid is a great option, particularly if you want an exfoliation. You could go to a higher strength glycolic acid, and glycolic acid has actually been shown to have a little bit more of an effect. So if you wanted to take it up a notch, glycolic acid would be fine. I would actually go with the 7% toning solution from The Ordinary, because it's actually got quite a low pH, a lower pH than salicylic acid from the Inkless. So you'll get a greater performance with it, I would say. And it's also quite cheap. Just listen to what your pits are saying. If it's drying and stripping, you might need to reevaluate. But for most people, the Ordinary glycolic acid toning solution, whilst I personally wouldn't use it on my face that regularly, under the arms, great alternative and deodorant. So yes, Jan, go for The Ordinary. Fristenberg says, hello everyone, I've looked forward to the live stream all day and crying congrats on the new launch. Thank you, Fristenberg, and I've looked forward to chatting to you guys. We missed the past 2 weeks because we had Eurovision and I had some family commitments. The family commitments were amazing. It was lovely to see everyone, and Eurovision, obviously, highlight of my year. It's my favourite time after Christmas is Eurovision. That's like my favourite thing. I personally think Finland, for those of you that were watching and Eurovision fans, I personally think that Finland were robbed. Just going to put it out there. I know it's contentious. They were my favourite song. But I also did love Sweden. And I'm glad that Sweden are hosting because they always do such a good job next year. So I'm very much looking forward to Sweden hosting. I think I preferred the Finnish song. One thing I think we can all agree on, the UK performance was dire. It was so bad. It was like last as well. And we'd had like a really good Eurovision. The songs were amazing. Then our contestant came on and she wasn't good. She wasn't good. And no, just there's no way of putting it. It wasn't good. The song I've heard on the radio, actually not that bad song. The UK song's actually quite good. It was just the performance was like, it was like me if I was asked to perform it. It was just a bit like rabbit in the headlights startled. Not good. And bless her, I'm sure she did her best. And props to anyone that gives it their all, definitely. And the song is good. The performance was somewhat lacking, let's say. Veronica, great to see you, my love. And Veronica, I can finally tell you the cleanser is back in stock. I know, Veronica, you've been waiting very patiently for like months for the cleanser to come back, but it's back. It's back. It's here. So I'm so glad that I can officially let you know that on the live stream. Thank you so much for joining. Alicia, great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. And the same to you, Jessica. I hope you're amazing. Jan says, greetings from a very hot Bangkok. It's midnight here, still 30 degrees. I'm melting. Might have to get a cool G&T. Oh, pour one for me, Jan. Pour one for me. But I do know that you're coming over to the UK in a couple of weeks. And here, today, it's actually been 24 degrees. It's cooler at night, so you're fine. But it's actually been really warm here. So I think you're probably going to come over to some nice heat. Well, less humid than in Thailand, and it is cool at night at least. But yeah, cannot wait to welcome you back to the UK, my love. Alicia says, Rob, hope you're doing fine. What are your thoughts on the PSA Skin niacinamide and peptide serum? I love it. I love everything PSA Skin. Favourite skincare brand. Love them. I think that is one. So the product's fine. I think the niacinamide in there, just be careful. It's a decent strength niacinamide. It's not one of those like low strength options. So if your skin likes niacinamide, I think your skin will really like that product. If you're sensitive to niacinamide, just be mindful. It still might be a little bit on the potent side. So, yeah, I would say great option for just about everyone. I think it will work for a lot of people, but just be very mindful that the niacinamide in there just is in a good strength. Let's just put it that way. So it might not be for anyone that's sensitive to niacinamide. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, it is I love anything PSA Skin is so well formulated, and that one definitely is too. And thank you very much for your question. I hope all is amazing with you. Suzanne says, hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing amazingly well. It's been forever. Suzanne, we understand. And how are you doing? That's what I'm asking. How are you doing? That is the main thing. That's the main thing. Now, I'm going to take a big sip of my tea. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my voice before the end of the live stream. So if you haven't already, if you can minimize the chat, hop over to that like button, give it a little tap. YouTube now do some little fireworks when you click the like button, which is kind of cool. Give that a little caress, and then we'll get back in with everything. I know it's like a broken record with content creators saying don't forget to like and subscribe, but it does genuinely help, especially with like a launch video like this. Anything you can do to help me out, a like is a great way. It just encourages YouTube to like push this video out to as many people as possible. So I'm going to take this big sip of tea, and then we're going to get back into things. Tea is so good, so good. Heather, great to see you, my love. Hope everything is amazing with you. Amy says James Wells potion during Rob's live. The nerve, the audacity of it all. So I was thinking James Welsh was taking a little chill time because he hadn't been posting as much, which I do always look out for his content. He's one of my favourite content creators. And he hadn't been posting as much, so I wondered whether he was having like a mini break or something, but actually not. It turns out he's back, and let's have a look. What is his video today? Looking at some like news. I always think he's very creative with his content, is James, which I personally like. Looking at cool sculpting. Never tried. I don't think you can get it done anymore. It used to be like, I think it went wrong for a lot of people did cool sculpting. I'm assuming that's what that video is about. I'll watch that after this. Jessica says, can I use the retinol oil along with my Geek and Gorgeous A Game 10? Actually, you genuinely can, but it will be quite potent. So what I would probably do is I would almost alternate. You could use them together and then just go have a bit of caution. Just make sure that it's fine, but you absolutely could. If you were going to do it, I would probably mix in the retinol oil into your moisturizer and then add it on top, and that way you'll get that double dose, but it'll just keep everything nicely in synergy. It minimizes too much dryness. But yes, absolutely you can. And of course, you could use the retinol. For those people, some people, and I'll always be honest with you guys, some guys have said, if you guys said you'd love to try the Mad About Skin retinol oil, but you're always on Tret. Well, obviously retinol is different to Tretinoin, and if you're on a Tret prescription and it's working well for you, I would say stick with your Tret. Like, if it's working for you and you're getting the results you want, stick with it. And this is why I think creating a flexible oil that you can use on the body is where you're going to see some value. So you can use the Mad About Skin oil on the body, mixed in with your moisturizer for the body, and then you can keep using your Tret on the face, because nobody really uses Tret on the body, which means you're not getting any anti-aging here down. It's a great gentler alternative to Tret as well. If you're sensitive on like the neck, you can use it on the neck. All these things. There's creative ways of using these things. So Annika says, hello everyone. Rob, do you know if of any No, let me read that again. So, hello everyone. Rob, do you know of any dewy, non-drying mineral sunscreens SPF 50? I've been searching for one for years now. The Bondi Sands one is awful. Oh, it's terrible. Annika, that Bondi Sands one is terrible. The only non-drying, semi-dewy, it's not like super dewy, but semi-dewy mineral sunscreen I found is the one by Haru. It's really good. Like, really, really nice. Mineral, SPF 50. They've released their testing, so you know what you're getting. And it's definitely hydrating, so it's not drying at all. It's not as dewy as some chemical sunscreens, but it's slightly on the dewy side, and I think it's probably the dewiest of the mineral sunscreens that I've ever found. So yeah, the Haru mineral sunscreen is the one that I would recommend all the time. Carolyn, great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Jessica says, have you got any plans to make a higher strength retinol oil? Oh, this is really good. So actually, let's talk a little about the formulation, because this will hopefully explain some of the background to decisions and things like that. So in here, you've got a retinol concentration, which is 0.05%, which sounds ridiculously low, but that is, all studies show that you should use retinol between 0.02 and 0.01, and that's how smack bang in between that, to offer something that everybody can use, but also something that's going to deliver some really good benefits versus some of the lower options. And I also incorporated some retinol esters in here as well to boost up the efficacy of it without also increasing the sensitivity. So it's that blend of delivering you the maximum anti-aging benefit whilst also minimizing the risk of any side effects and sensitivity, which is what I really wanted to be able to create to, just make sure that it was accessible for everyone and deliver the results that kind of everyone wanted. I hope that makes sense. So could absolutely do a higher strength version. There is some scope to increase the strength. Might be something I do down the line, but I actually think you'll try this and think, oh, that's actually quite potent. And I always say to people, strength is one element that you should look at, but formulation really matters. When people get fixated on the percentages of something, they don't always focus on the formulation that goes beneath. So having something that is a strength like this combined with vitamin E, which is going to give you some great hydrating, plumping, and anti-aging benefits anyway. You've got some calming, soothing oat oil, which is actually going to minimize, the risk of, say, hyperpigmentation by calming any inflammation. You've got a lot of things going on, which are going to give you a lot more results than maybe you would get with just a slightly higher strength retinol, for example. So I always see things in the round when it comes to performance. Look at the overall formulation of things, which is what hopefully people will do with this. But yeah, it is definitely what I call a mid to high strength option anyway. Would I do a super high strength option in the future? Maybe, absolutely. But I think this is going to be something that works for everyone, that you can use without too many side effects. And that's kind of what I wanted to create, if that makes sense. So Hell says, did I hear you say in yesterday's video that retinol is kinder to the skin than retinol? I thought retinol was stronger. This is a great question, because you can be both. So retinol is more potent than retinol because it goes through fewer conversions, so you lose less of its efficacy. So retinol is more potent than retinol. However, it's also more gentle on the skin. And a lot of people will be like, that can't be the case. You can actually, something can actually be higher potency and more gentle. It's how it's interact. So retinol goes through fewer conversions, so it's higher potency. It's also studies show less inflammatory on the skin, so it's less likely to trigger sensitivity and irritation. So it's kind of that perfect ingredient that delivers you maximum performance whilst also being more gentle than some of the other options. Which is why I say to everyone, I think it's kind of a no-brainer to switch from a retinol to a retinol. Whether you choose an oil form like my one, or you go for a cream or a serum, kind of up to you. Choose the formulation that works for you. But retinol as an ingredient will work for everyone. We love it. Danny, great to see you, my love. I hope all is amazing with you. We've missed you, and I hope, hopefully everything is going well in your life, and sending you so much love. Suzanne says, we're doing great. Underslept like heck, we're doing well. The little man is healthy, chunky, and doing his best to control the house. Oh, they might not be able to talk. They might not be able to crawl at that age, but they can control. And that's the main thing, Suzanne. That's the main thing. I just know you and Jan are making the very best parents going. So I just know he's going to be a little bundle of joy. And I'm very much, do you know what, this might be sad, and people will call me out for wishing the year away, but I saw something on TikTok. Someone said like 204 days to Christmas or something. I was like, yes, favorite time of the year, love Christmas. I was like, that's very exciting, and the geek in me got very excited. And I sat there thinking of all the wonderful things that come with Christmas. One of my highlights of Christmas, we always do our Mad About Skin Christmas drinks party on Zoom, where we all kind of have a drink, have a chat, do everything on Zoom. And actually my mind straight went to, Suzanne and Jan, we could have a guest appearance. We could have a reveal. we wait till Christmas and we can have the grand reveal. And then I was also thinking, I hope I was going to say baby, but it'll be toddler by then, might have his own Christmas hat as well. Oh, there were so many good things about that thought. And we love you for it. Carolyn says, Rob, could you consider to make a scented version of the cleanser? Absolutely love it, but I must admit I do enjoy a bit of scent. Oh, the age-old question of the Mad About Skin scented cleanser. Now, do I want to do a scented cleanser? Absolutely. Have I tried to do a scented cleanser? Trust me, I really have. Has it ever happened? No. It messes with the formulation too much. It's still a work in progress. So we had a scent I really liked, and then we applied it to the formulation, and it completely changed the way that the cleanser worked, which that's not uncommon. Adding a fragrant component to something can alter the way that the product works, which is why people say, why didn't they just take the fragrance out of this? And you think, because it kind of makes it a different product, especially if the fragrance is based around oils and things. We are still working on it. I would love if 2023 was the year of the Mad About Skin scented cleanser. I would love nothing more than that. I'm hopeful. I can't promise, but it's a work in progress, Carolyn. I promise, it's a work in progress. And I will say the Mad About Skin cleanser does have some natural botanicals in there, so it has a little bit of, whilst none of it's artificial fragrance and none of it's there for fragrant components, it has a touch of the sensorial to it. But you're right, it's not like having a really amazingly scented cleanser. I'm working on it. I promise you. Watch this space. Watch this space. Lady Manlover, love that title, says, thanks for all your helpful content. I was wondering if the Indeed Labs C24 cream can be used under the eye. Oh, good question. First of all, thank you for your kind words. Love you. Yes, it can. You can use the Indeed Labs C24 under the eye. Just be mindful of this being a sensitive area. So patch test first. Just maybe use it on the rest of the face before, just to see if it works for you and it's compatible, and then absolutely you can use it under the eye. Yes, good question. And just, like I say, listen to your skin. Maybe not every night, maybe you can't do it every day. Listen to what your skin's telling you and work out. Suzanne said, Rob, looking fabulous. We miss you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you, Suzanne. I missed you too. Solvig, great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Sweet Tea said, so, mad about skincare for the baby. Absolutely done. Christina, great to see you. Christina, where have you been all my life? How is the new job going? How's everything with you? Give us the gossip, Christina. We have definitely missed you so much. Fristerberg says, can you recommend a good morning cleanser for oily skin? If you've got very oily skin in the morning, you probably want something a little stripping, a little drying that's deliberately like that to combat some of the excess oil. So I would probably go for a gel option. My go-to when I'm super ridiculously oily, I tend to use I either use the Incalist Salicylic Acid Cleanser, which is a great option. It's a little on the drying, just a little, but it works on those super oily days. I also love, if you can get it, Simple do a clay cleanser. That's ridiculously good if you've got really oily skin. And how I use that, is it Simple to do a clay cleanser? Oh, that's gonna bother me. Let me just find out the name of it, because it's so good. Is it? Let's see. I'm trying to multitask here. Never works. So the clay cleanser that I use. Oh no, sorry, it's Ren. Sorry. So Ren do a clear, calm, clarifying clay cleanser. So let me just I'll find the link to it and link it for you, because this they sent me it really kindly. They sent me it and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I will say I only use it on the days where I'm super oily, but this is amazing. And one of the best things about it, in my experience, one of the best things about it is if you put a layer of it on the skin, leave it on for 60 seconds as a clay mask, then rinse it off. You get the cleanser and you get a clay mask all in one, so it's kind of saves you faffing around. I've linked that. Put the link in the chat. But yeah, that's probably what I would recommend if you're super oily and nothing seems to be working. Hello, Jill. Great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Yana, great to see you. How are you? Couldn't attend the last 2 lives. Then there was a long break. I know. Those 2 weeks took so long to go through. I was missing it. Are you okay? I'm okay, Yana. I hope you are too. And we've missed you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Eloise, great to see you, my love. Jessica also says scented cleanser would be amazing. Look, guys, it's taken me the best part of 6 months to get the actual cleanser back in stock. The scented cleanser, be patient. I promise. I am working on it. I'd love to see it, because I personally love a scented cleanser. I really do. Victoria says skincare bundles, because I want all the products to try as a line. I'm OCD and feel better trying new products that way. We do have when the cleanser came back in stock, we do have we did also back in stock was the Ultimate Collection, which is the first 5 products we launched, was all included, and you get a 15% discount if you use that. So there is some stock of the original. So that is the original 5 products, and doesn't include the sunscreen and the new retinol oil. But I am working on the Ultimate Collection, which will include absolutely everything. So watch this space. Suzanne says, our little boy is now truly a proper mad about skin babe, born in the live stream night and loves getting his face washed. Coincidence? I don't think so, Suzanne. I don't think so. And I do love the fact that he waited till a live stream, was like, yeah, now I'm ready. I love that. Iconic moment. Sweet Tea said, Christina, Solvig, we're getting the band back together. I know. It makes me so happy that we've been doing these live streams for 3 years now, if you can believe that. 3 whole years, and for those 3 years it's just been great that it's like a family, because it's the same names which we love and same people that we're chatting to, and it's like having the family around, which makes me very happy. So Chris is let's see, So Christina says, I was quite sick for the last few months and disappeared from social media in general. Christina, we're glad to have you back. And sometimes we need a break. Look, there is never any shame in having a break from social media or anything. Sometimes we need it. And I'm just so glad to hear that you're doing well and that you're back, Christina. Thank you so much. And yeah, we love you. Solving said, question, I've been sick for a week now. There is a lot of sickness going around. I know a lot of people that haven't been on like top form recently. So sorry to hear that, Solving. I hope you're doing better now. Been a low priority. Skincare's been a low priority, I know. Let's just stop to pause there. People always feel bad when they're feeling sick, they're in bed, they're not feeling it, and they always feel really guilty and bad because the skincare is always the first thing to go. They're like, oh, I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't. It's fine. It's fine. Prioritize yourself. The skincare will slot back in when it's ready. I think people always feel bad for kind of ditching the skincare when they're not feeling it. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Some people like when they're able to do the skincare routine because it makes them feel a bit more human. Other people just think, no, I can't think of anything worse. Whatever suits you, do it. But the question is, if you've taken a little break for like a week, do you start again slowly or just use all in? I would go straight back in. Honestly, Solving, I go straight back in. I think if you've taken like a month break, then you might want to introduce some of the high potency actives slowly. For a week, you'll be absolutely fine. But I would always say, before you restart your skincare routine after being a bit ill, maybe, taking a pause, have a look at your skin. Look in the mirror and think, okay, what is my skin actually doing? Is it the same as before I was ill, or does it need something more, something less? If your skin's a little drier, add a few extra humectants, hydrators in there. If your skin's a little bit more oily, maybe look for it. Kind of look at your skin and think, what does it need? Before I restart, what does my skin actually need? That was probably what I'd finish to say. Right, I'm going to take a big sip of my tea. So this is a great chance, if you haven't already, if you could minimize the chat, hop over to that like button, give it a gentle caress. You'll see the fireworks that YouTube now does, which is amazing. And then we'll get back to chatting all things retinol, oil, skincare questions, all that good stuff. I just wanted to say to everyone, thank you. Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, for being nice, for being kind, for being supportive, and for being fabulous. Because every time I do one of these lives, I always panic, what happens if no one buys anything? What happens if people don't like the things I've created and stuff like that? And you guys always just make me feel amazing, and there's love and support really, honestly and genuinely means the world to me, so thank you. Yeah, just thank you. Anyway, that's before I get a bit teary. We don't need me gushing. No one needs that. So I'm going to take a sip of this tea while you all click that like button, then we're going to get back on with some questions. It's really good. Debbie says, Annika, Skin 1004 has a mineral sunscreen with a satin finish. Oh, that is quite good. That is a good choice. The Skin 1004 mineral sunscreen is actually quite satin dewy as well. I would recommend that. That's for sure. Frisky Bird says, it's nice to have you here again, Christina. I agree. The world is right. We've got Danny, we've got Christina, we've got Sweet Tea, we've got Jan, Suzanne, we've got Jan, we've got Chill. We've got so many, Solvik, all amazingness. It feels like a very good live stream, this. It feels like worth the wait of 2 weeks. Anna says, hello, Rob. This is my first live with you. Hello from Journey. Yes. Welcome. I know, regular follower of the channel, supporter of the brand. Welcome to the world of live streams, Anna. I hope all is amazing with you, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love all the way to Germany. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Victoria says, 60 watching, 17 likes. Touch the thumbs up. Oh gosh, am I that far behind, Victoria? Because we're now up to 70 likes. Am I that far behind? Might need to pick up the pace. I'm not in any rush today. We can live stream as long as we need to get these questions asked. So, but I will pick up the pace. VAP, great to see you, my love. Oh gosh, Christina said missed work for 2 months. Not getting back into it. Hopefully, Christina, virtual hug coming your way. You know it. We can feel it. Virtual hug. Kyla says, hi Tom, new here. You seem fun. Oh, Tom is fun. Tom is very fun. So can you give me products for hyperpigmentation, specifically for the neck area? Yeah, my favourite hyperpigmentation duo is azelaic acid and tranexamic acid together. Often people fear it because azelaic acid, it's got acid in the title twice. Don't worry about it. You can use them together. It'll be game changer. Veronica says, please, I have a question. Always Victoria. Veronica even, and I get your name right. What is the most expensive ingredient in the new retinol oil? I honestly thought that it would be cheaper or more product than 30ml. So I always think, when I can't speak for other brands, I think you've got to weigh up the price and the quantity against a lot of different things. And I'm always quite honest with you guys. I personally think $17.99 for the product is a really fair price point for the formulation. It's certainly got the margin. So the average margin in the skincare industry is between 100 and 200%. The margin on this ain't that. So I never add margins that are traditional in the skincare industry, which is where a lot of the additional price comes. Choosing oils can be pricey. So we went for oat kernel oil, which is more expensive than if I used a cheaper bulking oil. But I didn't want to use a cheaper bulking oil because I wanted a quality formulation. So that pushes the price up slightly. If you want to formulate with retinol, it's more expensive than retinol. So that obviously adds, and that's shown by, the Medicate Crystal Retinol is like £100. The Geek and Gorgeous Retinol is like £16. So this is priced very much aligned with Geek and Gorgeous, and it's the same quantity of product in Geek and Gorgeous, but I'd say this spreads a little further because it's an oil, so you don't quite need that same amount, so it kind of works out. I think $17.99 is a very fair price for the product. I'm quite proud of the product. I'm quite proud of the price point. I always want for the skincare I produce to be affordable. Now, that's not going to be affordable for everybody, but I think it's affordable versus the formulation and what people are actually getting, if that makes sense. So there are some slightly more expensive ingredients in here. And I could have produced this oil. I'll be honest with you. I could have produced this oil for £10. And I could have filled it with bulking oils. You even see like sunflower oil is a great option that some brands use. Bulking, but it doesn't really have any benefits that much. Whereas you can use a higher quality oil with some additional benefits. And I think you've always, as a formulator, got to decide about minimizing the cost, but also maximizing the outcomes and finding that sweet spot, which is what I think I've delivered. So yeah. Hopefully that explains that. VAP says, I still love an unboxing. I love an unboxing. Veronica loves an unboxing. We love some unboxing. Christina says, oh my god, I saw that there's a new Mad About Skin launch. I need to place an order as I've nothing left and restarted proper skincare this month. Christina, thank you, as always, for your support. And yeah, hopefully the Mad About Skin product can segue you into your restarting your skincare whenever that's. And actually, I do think that this retinol oil is if you've taken a break, as anyone, not just you, Christina, but anyone's taken a break from retinoids and want to kind of get back into it, but don't want to go right back to something super gentle. This is kind of like a nice, easy way of getting back into retinoids. Not going to be too much sensitivity, irritation. Not going to be too inflammatory on the skin. It's kind of a nice segue into it, I would say. Let's see what the question is. Scott says, unboxings put me into advent calendar frame of mind. Too soon? Not too soon, Scott. No, not too soon at all. I have lost where I am in the chat, which actually I've got through 50 minutes of live stream before I lost where I'm in the chat. I think I've done quite well. So let's see. John says, I used Garnier Pink Top as part of a double cleanse. I love that. The original is the best with Garnier, Micellar Waters. Jill says, have to go. We'll watch a replay. Jill, we're missing you already, but we're sending you so much love. Suzanne's the best baby skincare story. He had his third bath, was warm, cozy, wrapped up and snugly in the towel. That sounds amazing. Took a massive you-know-what, back in the bath, and new towels to Yes, I can imagine, Suzanne. It's back in bath time. Yeah. I can appreciate that. That did give me a chuckle. And I said, just ordered a bunch of stuff from the brand. Of course, the retinol oil. I'm very excited to try it. I'm under the impression that the retinol concentration is 0.05%. Correct. That is, it's 0.05%. Which is the equivalent retinol of, say, the Geek and Gorgeous A-Gain 5. We also use some retinol esters alongside that to boost up the efficacy without also increasing the side effects. So it's kind of got a blend of vitamin A derivatives, but the retinol concentration is right. It's 0.05%. I think this is the sort of product you can use on the neck. You can use it under the eye. You can use it on the body, the face. There shouldn't be any sensitivity as long as you patch test first. Jan says, I'm okay. I'm not the one not sleeping. Suzanne's been pulling some hardcore all-nighters. I can imagine. Literally can imagine. Yana says, any recommendations for budget-friendly drugstore body SPF? No fragrance. We do not have boots. Yana, do you mind cutting and pasting that comment into the main comment section of this, and I will have a look after. Some products come to mind. I just want to check if they're fragrance or fragrance-free. and I'll work it out and I'll leave you a response there if that's all right. I just want to go through the ones that I would recommend and just see which are and are not fragranced, if that makes sense. Manuel, great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Danny says, Rob, I'm still in love with the SPF. And people in the office say, that cream I apply all the time is showing off results. Danny, tell the office. They need to get on board. Get with the project, office. Danny's right. Get with the project. Veronica says, can we please know more about oat kernel oil? Yeah, so different oils are derived from different things. Oat is one of the best of nature's anti-inflammatories, so it's very calming, soothing. You often see like Aveeno is a great skincare line that's based around oats that's great for people with psoriasis, eczema, inflammatory skin conditions, because it just dials back the body's inflammatory response. And the reason why I think it works really well in a retinol is any retinoids, any vitamin A derivatives, by their nature, do trigger somewhat of an inflammatory response in the skin, more so for some than others. And so using oat kernel oil alongside it will not only prevent some of the dryness that comes with retinol, but it'll also minimize that inflammatory response, so you just get a better experience. I hope that makes sense. It's also really nice and hydrating. Swinnery says, any toners you like lately, Rob? Korean and Japanese? Ooh, toners. I'm sparing with my toners. I don't use toners a lot, and I tend to find ones that I like and then stick with them for like forever. So a couple of the toners that I use at the moment that I always recommend. I like the Heroin toner by PSA Skin. That's great for acne scarring. I really like the Galactomyces Ferment one by Secret Key. That's great for overall nourishment and hydration. And it's basic, but I do still really like the Geek and Gorgeous Liquid Hydration. Great for just basic hydration that gets the job done. Love it. Sweet Tea says, I ordered all my stuff. So excited. Haven't been able to get it till now. My skin wasn't happy, but I've waited so long, Sweet Tea. I saw your note and I was like, cannot wait to pack it. Don't wait. This weekend's going to be a busy day of packing and sorting orders, but do not worry. I'll see yours. I'm going to write you a note and it's all going to be good. Janessa, great to see you, my love. Hope all is amazing with you. Catherine says, hi Rob from Galway. Hello, sending lots of love to Ireland. Says, I use Tret every other night. Could I use your Retinol on the alternate nights? Yes, this is a really, really good point. So for people that use Tretinoin, so don't want to buy the Mad About Skin oil because they use Tretinoin, I understand that. That's fine. There's a couple of ways you can still incorporate it. So on the body. So very few people use Tret on the body. So you're kind of missing out. You're missing out on the anti-aging benefit there. So you could use this in your moisturizer on the body. You could use it in the areas where you can't tolerate Tret. So a great example is the neck. A lot of people can't use Tret on the neck or under the eye, where you could absolutely use the Mad About Skin Retinol in these areas. So they're not missing out again. Similarly, if you're using Tret or a super high potency option every other night, on your off nights, you can use the Mad About Skin Retinol oil to make sure that you're dialing up the anti-aging without risking like immense amounts of side effects. So yes, Catherine, absolutely. I think that's a great plan. And yeah, we'll totally endorse that. John says, sounds great for my neck as I'm on Tret. Yeah, I think this is where the secret is. If you're on Tret, yeah, obviously Tret is going to be, it's high potency, it's prescription, it's all that good stuff. But there are still ways that you can incorporate other retinoids. It doesn't just have to be the Mad About Skin one, but there are ways you can dial things up without overdoing it, if that makes sense. Katerina says, hello from Estonia. I just started with the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game 10 and used it under eyes. No irritation so far, but can it cause any long-term effects like drying? Great question. Sending lots of love to Estonia. No, should be okay. Sometimes I don't personally put it. Just remember, when you put skincare products on, they warm and they migrate. So they often expand and they migrate. So don't put your skincare products under the eye right up to the lash line, because actually products will naturally migrate upwards. So I would say, in the case of the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game 10, if you can use it under the eye, great. You should be absolutely fine. But just take it up to the eye contour. The product will naturally migrate anyway. So that's the best way of minimizing any contact with the eyes and any issues like that. Hopefully that helps. And sending you lots and lots of love. Sam says, do you need ceramides? I don't think you need any skincare except for a sunscreen. So you don't need ceramides. I think ceramides can add a lot of value. They're great at being hydrating. They're great for boosting the barrier function of the skin. They can be calming and soothing in some instances. So I think ceramides are great, and I would definitely recommend people use ceramides in the skincare routine, but you don't need them. So, and I would also say be mindful that there are different ceramides out there. There are different types of ceramides. There are different formulations. So use one that works for you and that meets your budget. So I see a lot of people like rushing to incorporate expensive expensive ceramides. They're actually quite cheap to formulate with. You don't need to overpay, and there's ceramide out there for everybody. So yeah, I'd say you definitely benefit from them, but don't feel that you have to use them, and don't feel like you have to overpay. Face Facts, great skincare line. Do like a ceramide cream that's like £2. So good. Marlene says, retinol makes my skin break out and itchy. Is it? All I would say is, so everyone has a different response to different ingredients, and it's good to know what does and doesn't work for you. For example, niacinamide is a disaster on my skin. Works really well for so many people. So different people have different responses to ingredients. It's always worth bearing that in mind. What I would always say though is it just make sure that it's retinol that's causing that, not the base formulation in a retinol product, for example. So you might be fine using one retinol but not another because of the base formulation. Similarly, it might be retinol and you just need to avoid it. I would say before you write off a product, an ingredient completely, just make sure it is that ingredient rather than something else going on in that, if that makes sense. Let's see. Gabriella says, hello from Texas. I'm sending you so much love all the way to Texas. Amy says, just tuned in. Sorry I'm late. Suggestions. Sorry, that's my dog barking. I don't know what he's barking at. We just will ignore that. Amy says, just tuned in. Sorry I'm late. Suggestions for dry, mature skin. I think there's a couple of things that can work well for drier skin types. Ceramides, we just talked about ceramides. They can be really good. Facial oils can be great. Mixing them in with your moisturizer to just dial up your moisturizer game. Azelaic acid's great at calming and soothing, and also can just help minimize any irritation that can increase as we age. There's lots of different things. I wouldn't say there's any one thing that'll work amazingly well for dry, slightly more mature skin types. If I was to pick like a couple of key ingredients, azelaic acid to calm any inflammation, I would recommend obviously using a retinoid, retinol, whatever your preference, and I would use urea, which is a great ingredient. It's a humectant, it's also a gentle exfoliant, so I would use both of those. Hilpree, great to see you, my love. How are you? Wonderful to have you. Hope all is amazing with you. Said, at what point in our nighttime regime would we use the new retinol product? Right at the end, whatever the end is, at the end. So if you've got an oily skin type, add a couple of drops into your moisturizer. If you've got a drier skin type, put your moisturizer on, let it sink in, then put the retinol on top of it, and that way you'll get the extra hydration and it'll just kind of work wonders for you, but always at the end of the skincare routine. IMD said, will your creation be able to ship to the United Arab Emirates? It will. You'll see when you complete your order, there's some additional information you'll be providing when you choose country. When you choose United Arab Emirates, there'll be some additional information that they'll ask. Put that in and then you'll be absolutely fine. Absolutely. UCH Shiwana, I hope I pronounced that right, said thank you, great price point and your honesty and hard work to share. Oh, thank you so much. Said, is this why your skin has been looking more fantastic these weeks? Well, first of all, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I don't know. There's lots of different things. I cycle out and I try different things. I think the things that are having the biggest impact, I think retinol in general. Obviously, I was using retinol before I was using my own product, but retinol just works the best for me. I can't tolerate tretinoin. My skin doesn't like it. Works great for some people, doesn't work for me. Skin can't go there. And I found with retinol, I get better results than retinol, so that's a game changer. I also have started to really get to grips with my vitamin C and centella game. Both of those have really helped. So yeah, I think it's definitely retinol in general is playing a big part in helping me reach my skin goals, but there's a whole lot of things going on around that, if that makes sense. And thank you for your pre-order. Very, very, very kind, and thank you so much for your love, kindness, and support. It genuinely means the world to me. So yeah, thank you so much. Danny says, I'm going to London again. I don't dare to check how close the hotel is from the Decium shop. Danny, go to the Decium shop. They have, all I will say, Danny, is they've got all Hylamide. If you can go to the Decium shop in London, all Hylamide is 70% off there at the moment. I know, I got my brother to go. He lives in London. Got him to go. Stock up. If you like your Hylamide, go to the Decium store. Your wallet will love you. Your wallet will thank you because you're saving a lot of money. But welcome to London, Danny. We cannot wait to welcome you back to the UK. EW says, do I need to use tinted sunscreen in order to get the hyperpigmentation protection, or can I use it as a first application, then non-tinted for the rest of the day? So tinted sunscreens do have some studies showing they've got some additional benefits around some of the iron oxides and zinc oxides that they're using for the coloration. Can help. they last on the skin all day, so you can use it as your first application, then use a non-tinted afterwards. That would work absolutely fine. I think that's a really good question though. Christina says, I'm just using the number 7 retinol concentrate now, as I discontinued all skincare for a while. Hopefully I can switch to the Mad About Skin retinol afterwards and no issues. It should be okay, especially if what I would say, Christine, is mix it into moisturizer. That way it just gives you that double check to make sure that you won't have any irritation from it. If you see if you see how it works, so the Mad About Skin retinol oil, if you use you'll use 2 pumps because it's in a pump form. It disappears without a trace, and there's no greasiness, it just feels so good, but there's some nourishment. You can also, this is going to make a hot mess on camera, you can put some moisturizer, you can put a couple of drops in there, you can mix it together, and I'll apply it to the other hand so it doesn't all become, and you can definitely, so you've got the added base, and if you see, this side with the moisturizer just sinks in that little bit quicker. It's got an added barrier because you've got the moisturizer. This side's still not greasy, not tacky, but it takes a little longer to sink in. So it depends on your preference. But yeah, I would say if you're starting, definitely, and you haven't already used a retinol, or you haven't used it for a while in your case, Christina, I just mix a little in with your moisturizer just for the first couple of days just to make doubly sure. Hopefully that makes sense. Susanna says, thank you, Rob, for your sweet words. I'm doing well. I'm a little sore, but when a little man smiles, it feels like my heaven. This is what my friend said this. My friend gave birth in January, and she said, yeah, for all that, it wouldn't go on a bucket list of the most amazing experiences of my life, the actual labour. Afterwards, you kind of forget about a lot of it because there's a baby, and it's heart melting. So yeah, I have heard that before, and I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well, Susanna. Trust me, me and Tom were definitely thinking about you both throughout all of it, promise. Paula says, just pre-order. Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you for your love and support. Scottish Wildcat says, is the retinol oil vegan friendly? Yes. So this is a really good question. So all the ingredients, none of the ingredients are animal derived. I went back to the lab and just said, can we just double check? Because for people, that this doesn't really matter. It's important. Double check that none of them are, that they are all sourced as well in a vegan friendly way. And they are. So I can confirm that the retinol oil is vegan friendly. So if you're looking to eliminate animal derived ingredients from your skincare routine, living a plant-based lifestyle, then yes, absolutely, you can use it. So yeah, I didn't mean to, I checked that for somebody else the other day. So when you're using it on the body, you can use it on tattoos, full sleeves and legs. Yes, so you can, but I would just say with retinoids in general, I wouldn't use them on any fresh tattoos. I would say speak to your tattooist. They'll be able to give you the information, but I would wait 2 months post any tattoo before applying any retinoid, not just mine, any at all, because it can affect the healing time of it. It can impact the color and pigmentation when it's healing. So give it, I hear people say giving it 2 weeks post tattoo. I personally would give it 2 months with any retinoid just to be safe. But yes, once it's healed, scabbed over, moved on, and everything's fine, you can. In fact, using a retinoid can actually be on the body. It can be a great way of kind of maintaining the vibrancy of the tattoo, because often you can get a bit dull and lackluster look to it because there's a lot of dead skin cells sat on top. It's a great way of kind of just keeping things fresh. So yeah, absolutely you can. Just speak to your tattooist if you're in any doubts, but I would say just be mindful of waiting till it's fully healed before using any retinoid, whether mine or any other one. But great question. See, John says, is the Mad About Skin serum okay to use after vitamin C 12.5% Revolution skincare? Yeah, great. Absolutely fine, because the vitamin C in the Mad About Skin serum is a vitamin C derivative. So yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Jan says, lovely. We'll try out the toning solution tonight. I hope it works really well for you. Let me know though, Jan. Let me know. So Suzanne says, Sweet Tea, what kind of tattoo? You're tough. Oh, have I missed something? Sweet Tea, what's tattoo? What is the tattoo? Let me know. Give me the goss. Give me the tattoo goss. HD said, as for cheap deodorant, try regular isopropyl alcohol sprayed on. I have also heard people say that works really well. It can be a little drying. I've heard people say it works really well. It works in a similar way. Minimizes and eliminates the bacteria. That's how it ends up working. Christina says, I also watched Eurovision and loved Finland, but I have to admit, I also like Loreen. Maybe a little crush there. To be fair, she was looking fierce. absolutely fierce. And I think it was just a really strong year. Normally, Loreen, Sweden would be my favourite song, but it was just testament to how strong the whole thing was that Finland and Norway were my top two, and Sweden were third. But all three songs were like winners any other year for sure. Nancy says, sorry for the repeat question. No, never apologise for asking a question. Says, but I missed your answer before. Any recommendations for an under-eye pigment corrector without having to use concealer? So first of all, set your expectations. So when you use any under-eye pigmentation correcting, it's going to take time. It's going to take a good like 6 months to really show the full benefits. I think people use pigment correctors and expect a result on day one, and they're just disappointed. So give any products chance to shine, chance to work would be my first recommendation. And I always use, there's lots of different ones out there. My favourite is the Revolution Skin Pigmentation Correcting Serum. That was Miracle Eye Cream is what it's called. Sorry, the Revolution Skincare Miracle Eye Cream, because that has some colour correction built in, so you get instant results, but you also get a long-term benefit. That's the one I found. None of them are going to remove discoloration completely, but it'll definitely boost your skin confidence. Amy says, congrats on the launch. Does Mad About Skin ship to Canada? We do. We ship to Canada. Canada's one of our biggest markets. We love the Canadians. Yes, we do. We do ship to Canada. Jess says, hey everyone, congrats Rob. Thank you. Can't wait to get my hands on you. Labour of love. Retinol product. Thank you for all the hard work and affordable skincare. Thank you, Jess. That means a lot. I always want to make sure that the products are affordable and something different. Like coming out, I could have launched this 6 months ago if I'd just done a retinol serum. Done. It would have been easy. But we've kind of got that in the market. I love Geek and Gorgeous. Why would I just try and copy a brand that I respect when I could create something different, innovative, and new? And so I always want something different rather than just creating the same, something that's different. Wait till you see the packaging. If you go on the website, you'll see the packaging. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of it. Let's see. So Gabriella says, hello from Texas. Thank you very much. Hello from Texas, my love. Congratulations on the new launch. Quick question. What basic products would you recommend for a 12-year-old boy? Doesn't have any acne yet. Just keep things fresh and clean. Oh, good question. So I think preemptively minimize the risk of any acne. Not all teenagers get acne, but we all kind of get some skin congestion. So I would get a gentle salicylic acid if you want to go cheap. Revolution Skincare do a salicylic acid toner that's dirt cheap but works really well. I would get salicylic acid toner, just get them to use that twice a day. Sunscreen, I know it's not trendy, it's not cool to wear sunscreen. I don't care what people say, it's not cool. And no kid wants to wear sunscreen. Get them into the habit of using it as a moisturiser. So obviously you don't have to buy from my brand, but as an example, like the Mad About Skin sunscreen is designed to be a moisturiser and sunscreen in one. So don't even tell them it's a sunscreen. Just it's a moisturizer. At the end, a couple of pumps, and that'll get them used to, like, the earlier you can start using a good sunscreen, the better. And then a nice cleanser. Again, I would say let them pick the cleanser, let them go out and pick a cleanser. Smell a whole host of different cleansers. Work out what scent you like. What does he like in terms of the fragrance, something that he actually wants to use. Someone that's 12 might be wanting to go for something that looks a bit more masculine in terms of the packaging, might want to go for something that actually looks a bit more neutral, might want to go for something that looks like super colourful. Who knows? I would say cleanser, take him to the drugstore. Don't overpay for your cleanser. Take him to the drugstore and say, okay, pick a cleanser, smell them all, look at what's visually appealing, and then you'll kind of want to use it. If you're bought into it, he'll want to use it. Then a couple of times a week, use a salicylic acid toner, put the moisturiser, it's actually a sunscreen, on, and then you're good. I actually think that's a really great skincare routine. And if I'd started doing that at 12-year-old, my skin now will be looking I'd have far fewer skin issues if I'd been doing that since 12. So I think that's a reasonable, affordable, and realistic skincare routine. Hopefully that helps. But just tell him from me, if you invest now, you'll have less acne, you'll have less hyperpigmentation and scarring. It'll definitely be worth it. Promise. Jess says, I was wondering if your Mad About Skin Maximum Impact Moisturiser still contains urea in the formulation. It's not listed on the website. Oh, it does. It does. I will check into that, Jess. Let me check into that. It does still contain urea. There hasn't been a reformulation. Let me check that. That might just need updating. Sorry about that, Jess. I always say ingredients on websites, not just my brand, any brand, is always indicative of what's in there, but always double check on the actual box, because the legal, what is in there has to be on the box, so always check the box. Websites are indicative, the boxes, and I always try to be as accurate as possible, so I will update that and double check. But yeah, box of the product has to have the exact formulation within it. that's like your guarantee. Websites are more indicative, but I will change that because I always want to be fully accurate. But yes, it does still contain urea. Reve says, can't stay but wants to say hi. Sending you lots of love, Reve. I hope all is amazing with you. Michelle says, just ordered it all. Been waiting for the cleanser restock and pre-order. So excited. Thank you, Michelle. We're sending you so much love and a massive hug. It's wonderful. I'm so glad that people are excited about the cleanser as well, because that's been out of stock some time. Let's see. Jan says, hi Christina, I was only just thinking about you yesterday. I hope you're on the mend. I think we were all, I said to Tom, me and Tom were chatting and we said the other day, like, hopefully Christina's doing well. And yeah, glad to hear that you're back, Christina. We love you. We've missed you. So let's see. Jan says, Rob, do you think that I can put the PSA Skin Silver Lining Cream over Tretinoin? I'm literally doing my skincare routine now. Yes, you can. If you're used to using both, you're fine, Jan. I wouldn't like use both first time, but yeah, if you're used to using both, you're absolutely fine. No worries at all. Let's see where we are. Anne-Marie says, hi, I'm wondering if I should give a try to the Mad About Skin Serum if I'm allergic to pollen. It has pollen extract. Usually it's mostly a runny nose. So, first of all, Anne-Marie, great question. And I always say question with any brands. If you're unsure about any of the ingredients, question with the brand. Because any good brand will be honest with you. Because the extract is hyper concentrated and formulated with, I think you'll be absolutely fine. Patch test first, and I would say give it a try. Give it a try. You should be fine. I'm the same, and I'm fine with it. That's not going to be the same for everyone, so I want to be fully honest and open with everyone and say that's it. But because of the way pollen extract is actually taken, and it's really refined, it's not scraping it out of a flower, as example. It's really hyper refined, so it shouldn't be an issue. But that can never be guaranteed. So I always think there'll be some trial and error, but patch test thoroughly first. Should be absolutely fine. Let's see. So Chantal says, does anyone know if the Skin 1004 sunscreen stings the eyes? I have that with most chemical sunscreens. It will depend on you and depend on your individual eyes. Doesn't bother me. I don't have any issues. That doesn't mean that the same will apply to everyone, if that makes sense. But it's one of the more gentle and it's new generation filters, so it shouldn't. Christine says, how are the chickens, Rob? And Lorna Marcel. Lorna will be coming in a minute. Now I stop barking. Don't worry, there will be I'll pay the puppy tax by the end of the live stream. The chickens are fine. They're loving the nicer weather. I just cut the grass today, and basically they love just scratching around in all the cut grass and eating all of it. So they're pretty busy doing that. Marcel and Leo, the cats. Marcel's in that little house that you probably see behind. And Leo is hiding somewhere. I don't know where Leo is today. He's been a little bit not himself. I think he is just not himself. But he's absolutely fine. He's getting on the mend now as well, which is amazing. So thank you for asking, Christina. Hope you and your partner are doing amazingly well. And yeah, love you. So Jan says, gonna be typing less now. Found the last bag of vinegar and salt chips. Oh, done. Absolutely done. Sounds amazing. So HRH Sophia the First says, hello, Mad About Skin family. Happy summer. Just back from New Orleans. What did I miss? Actually nothing, because we took 2 weeks off from the live streams because I was busy. But we're glad to have you back. And how was New Orleans? Oh, I hope you're back in Jersey safe and sound. But yeah, let us know how your holiday was. That's amazing. NN says, Rob, Retinol is doing nothing for me. Cheek wrinkles are getting deeper by the day. What should I do? Well, that's unusual. I mean, not all ingredients will work for everyone. So we'll just be clear about that. They don't all work in the same way on everyone, but they shouldn't make the situation worse. So I would question, is there anything else going on? Any underlying medical conditions? Is there any other medication you might be taking that could be impacting it? Because whilst retinol or retinoids in general might not work the same for you as they do for everyone, it shouldn't make the situation worse. So I would say, if you're worried about wrinkles across the cheeks, using like glycerin, humectants, things that are going to pump out the skin, plump things up, will probably have the best benefit, especially in that immediate term. That would be my recommendation. Danny says, sorry, I got distracted. I'm in the middle of assembling my new grass mower. I have 2 pieces over. They don't seem important. No, Danny. It's not a self-assembly if you don't have pieces over. Throw them in the bin, forget they ever existed, move on with your life and cut that grass. I am not responsible if it goes wrong, though. Suzanne says, so far my skin hasn't changed much since the birth. Instead of using the Vichy Sulfur Glyconic Spot treatment overnight, I use it as a 20-minute face mask. Such a good call. Like, Such a good call. I actually do love a sulfur mask in general. Use it as spot treatment, but I do actually love a sulfur mask. I think it's a really, really great option. Solvik says, which tea are you having tonight? I'm having some instant iced tea. I love iced tea. I'm going to take the last sip of this now it's been mentioned. This is the... What one is this one? Oh, this is bougie. This is Fortnum and Mason's English breakfast tea, which I got as part of a hamper. Really nice. I think I secretly still prefer the Betty's tea, which is cheaper. But this is actually really nice. Anyway, I'm going to take the last sip of this. We've got 15 minutes left of the live stream, so don't go anywhere. We're all good. While I take a sip of this, if you haven't already, if you could minimize the chat, hop over to that like button, give it a gentle caress, and we'll get to over 100 likes by the end of this live stream, and then we'll get back to everything. But I'm going to take a big sip of this. That is actually cold now. Great. But yeah, we've got 15 minutes, and then we're going on to today's premiere. Do you remember the premieres? I've missed them. We've got some new premiere music. I went sportif today because it's our favourite, let's be honest. We all love, for those of you that don't know, it's an in-joke, but you'll watch the premiere and then you'll know. We went sportif because I think if we're honest, it's all our favourites, isn't it? So Sweet Tea said, Rob, we love you. Not only do you give us so much of your happiness and build a community, which means so much to us, I don't know what I'd do without you and this family. Oh, thank you. Do you know what, Sweetie? That genuinely is going to make me tear up. I created the live streams and the Facebook group stuff out of the whole, when we had the lockdown and you couldn't leave your house, we all I think we lost a lot of the community, a lot of sense of community in general, and so I wanted to build it from that, and now I couldn't have even imagined that it would become this, and it makes me so happy. To have you part of it, Sweetie. You honestly are a core part of it and mean the world, but just have everyone here, and I love the fact that with these live streams, you know, if you can make it, great, we love having you here, but also life gets in the way. Not everyone can make it every week, and that's also fine. We're here when people need us and to chat, and the fact that as a family we can sit here chatting basically rubbish for an hour and a half that means that we're more than family, we're friends, and it's all good. And we love you, Sweet Tea, and you know we're here for you anytime you need anything. Anna says, Rob, I'd like to have some peptide-based product from your brand. Well, funny you should mention that. The next product that I'm actually working on as we speak is what I'm going to refer to as like the ultimate peptide serum. Do you want 9 peptides in your serum like Skin 1004? No. Do you want 12 like Sun by My One? No. Do you want 17 different peptides all in one serum with a total concentration of 45%? I think we do. And that's what you get with the Mad About Skin peptide serum that's going to be launching later this year. You heard it here first. 45% concentration of peptides. And you're going to have so many different peptides. We're practically bathing in them at this point. And it's also got some humectacin to plump out. When I say I'm excited, that's an understatement. And again, wanted it to be like world leading, not just copying what already exists. And I'm very, very pleased with that. So you heard it here first, just saying. Let's see. So Christina says, Rob, I saw you using the super tranexamic acid. I love it. But recently I tried the Boots one. It's like even more. Have you tried it? I haven't. I need to try the Boots. Did you say it's even better than the Superdrug one? Okay, Christina. I'm going to Boots tomorrow. If you need me, if anyone wants to see me, I'll be in Southampton City Centre Boots all day shopping. I'm going to put that in my bag because I love anything Boots. So I'm going to try that. Boots tranexamic acid. The Boots range is great. Just in general, is great. Lauren says, hi Rob, been using the ordinary ascorbic acid 8% and alpha-arbutin 2%, love that one. However, I find it sometimes start to get red patching itches from my jaw on it. Any thoughts? It might just be that your skin is sensitive to ascorbic acid. Mine is. I get that. I would say maybe use it every other day. Rather than choosing an alternative product, if you're getting the results you want, try using it every other day. The areas where you get that sensitivity, maybe skip that, do it every other day on those areas. Play about with the product and work out what works for you. If you're liking the product and it's working, keep using it. Just the areas where you get that sensitivity every other day might just work better. That would be my recommendation. Tom says, that's it. If I don't go back to my job before I retire in December, I won't be upset, I think. Tom has retirement goals in mind. Says, I have Rob to keep me busy before the retirement. I will admit, the idea that Tom's anyway like slouching at home right now, no, definitely not. I can vouch for that, definitely not. Which is why when I say I couldn't do any of this without Tom, I genuinely mean it. Sweet Tea said, Tom is the GOAT, which for those not in the know is the greatest of all time. Not just a goat, which I love. Together with his love of chaps and boxed wine, he's the best. I can't disagree. I have nothing to disagree with that. Jay Crader said, Rob, are you or will you please make an eye cream for dryness? An eye cream is in the pipeline. It's going to be anti-aging. It's going to be hydrating. It's going to be plumping. It's in the pipeline. Not this year. We're working on other things, but it's in the pipeline, so do not worry. Promise you. Nina says, hi from the south of Norway. Sending lots of love. Nina said, I'm looking for a super hydrating leave-on mask. Most masks are wash off. Don't want to wash off all the goodness. I love the Skin 1004 Skincare cream. It's technically not a mask, but it's super nourishing and hydrating. Put a layer on, leave it 30 seconds, put another layer on, and then you've got a mask. And it sinks in. In the morning, you'll wake up and it's disappeared, but it's just this veil of hydration behind. That's what I'd recommend. No need to wash it off. 2 layers is when you turn it into a mask. Sabrina says, you are glowing. Thank you, Sabrina. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Actually, I've looked in the camera. Yeah, I'm feeling my glow game today. I'm feeling it. Thank you. Daddy says, Tom, isn't it illegal to get retirement while looking so fabulous? I keep saying that to Tom. They won't let him cash his pension because they won't believe he's a day over 40. They'll think it's fraud. He'll be investigated. I've said this. I've told him all of this. Jake Creeder said, Christina, thanks. Not, but we'll do it. Thanks so much. I love you, Jake. I love that you guys chat amongst yourselves in these live streams, give recommendations and stuff. This is why it's like a full community. Like my dream, my like ultimate bucket list thing would be to have us all sat around, probably on a beach somewhere nice, all of us just doing this chat in real time. It'd be great. So Anna says, Rob, do you have an opinion on the Derma Talk hyperpigmentation product, kojic acid base? Well, I've got an opinion on kojic acid. I love it. Haven't actually tried any of their products or really looked them up. So I always watch these live streams back and I make a list of everything I've promised. I will look that up and I will let you know. Christina says there's actually a nice little body sunscreen. Christina, I've known you for too long. I knew you were going to come in with the little, and you're not wrong. They do two. They do the spray one, which is great on the beach, especially with kids when you're spraying them. It's easy to apply, and they do a really nice sensitive like lotion, which disappears like that. So nice, fragrance free. Oh, and you said it's waterproof. I didn't know it was waterproof, but if it's waterproof, even better. Yeah, go to Lidl, the CN Ultra Sensitive Lotion. Trust me, you'll love it. Absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. Bubapple, I hope that's how I pronounce that. Says, I ordered the Geek and Gorgeous A Game 5 based on your recommendation. Can't wait to see it. I think you'll love it. Honestly, I think you will love it. So let's see. Sweet Tea says, am I tripping or is Rob's walls different colour? Could be my phone or my eyes. It might actually be that the clocks went back and everything's a bit brighter here. This colour is from Farrow & Ball, which super bougie paint company. I don't know why I decided to do, and obviously you always need more than you actually think. I think I bought like 10 pots of paint. Anyway, Farrow & Ball, which is a super bougie, but it's an indie brand as well, which I like a small. Like, they've been around for decades, but it's a small brand, which I like to spot. It's got a horrible name for this paint. It's called Clunge, something like that. Anyway, this room is Clunge, if you want the colour. I don't know why they call who calls paint that? Anyway, yeah. It's always been Clunge, and it always will be Clunge, because I love it. I like to think of it more as like a wheat colour. It's more like a wheat colour, but anyway, if you want to know that colour, that is the name of that colour. Yeah. Solvik said, just had to nip to the loo and walk past the rest of my family watching LOTR Part 2. Some of those hawks. Yeah. Yeah. Love that programme, though. Love that programme. Let's see. Suzanne says, I never thought I'd be part of a group like this where we all have so much enjoyment weekly. I agree. I look forward to this every single week. Rob is truly an amazing person. Oh, thank you. You lot are just determined to make me tear up this week. And I'm not, because I haven't had a gin yet. If I'd have had a gin before this, I would be a ball of tears on the floor. You're so sweet, you lot. So sweet. And yes, Bubapple, we do ship internationally. We do. And we have some free shipping rates. So if you order over a certain amount, it's free shipping. So check that out if you do want to know. Sweet Tea said, give me squeaky toy. Oh, he's been an absolute pain, that dog. Squeaky toy after squeaky toy after squeaky toy, and he has to squeak the toy by your leg. He has to chew the toy by your leg. Suzanne says, I'm excited to get my mum to try Rob's SPF. Jan sticks up our last order, and I hope she finally uses it daily. Hopefully present it as a moisturiser. It's not an SPF, it's a moisturiser that just happens to be a broad spectrum SPF as well. That's why I like to badge it, and then I think people are more likely to use it. Lauren says, I also tried the Q&A azelaic acid serum, but it makes my skin red. Trying to get freckles. It might be that it's just too much for you. Azelaic acid can be quite irritating sometimes. Maybe go for 5% concentration rather than the 8. That might work for you. That'd be my recommendation. Will Williams says, oh my god, I've actually caught a live. Always miss them. Thanks for all you do, mate. Learned a lot from you. Thank you, Will, and sending you lots and lots of love, and I'm glad you could make this live. Sweet Tea said, Rob, next year I turn 50 and I'm going to save up to get the moon and a little black cat tattoo. Ooh, that's a nice. Yeah, I think sometimes, I don't have any tattoos. I don't have anything against tattoos. I just personally don't have any. But I think when people save up or think, I've heard of like a friend of mine draws the tattoo, puts it in a drawer for 6 months, then gets it out again, and she still likes it, then she has it done. I think instead of like walking in there and picking something for a brochure, actually like thinking about it, I think that's really magical. Whilst I personally don't think I would have a tattoo, I always love to see what other people do and their thought process behind it. And a little black cat, that sounds amazing. Suzanne says the little nugget is moving. Hope we can make it to the end. Everyone calm. We'll make it. We've only got 5 minutes left to go. He will be fine. And my laugh probably doesn't help. The cackle. So let me just see where we are. We've got 5 minutes left of the chat before we get on to today's premiere, which I'm so excited. We're doing a skincare unboxing. And let me tell you, I may just have used an old thumbnail that was from an unboxing 2 years ago, and I edited it. I'm not going to lie, I photoshopped it a little to make it look better. I'm going to be totally open with that. I did sort of tart it up a little, I like to say. But it's a thumbnail that I used years. So if you're getting that nostalgic vibe of, haven't I seen this before? This is ringing bells, maybe. It's because you have. You have absolutely seen it before from the channel about 2 years ago. And it's been a bit touched. I thought I'll do a little bit of correction, but never mind. So yeah, today's premiere, which goes live in 5 minutes time, is it's going to be a unboxing video where there's so many different brands, different products from brands. There's so much going on in that. I can't wait to share it with you. 4 minutes to go, and it'll be a live premiere, so I'll be typing throughout, which I know you guys love. And Sportif is our premiere logo, like our premiere soundtrack for the first 2 minutes, which if you know, you know. Now, before we've got 4 minutes left, I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. If you haven't already, we're at 99 likes. I need one more like to get to 100. If you haven't already, minimize that chat. Give me a like, come on. And yeah, now I'm going to blast through as many comments as I can for the next 4 minutes. So let's see where we are. Terry from Calgary. This is my memory. Like, I know, when I've wrote notes for people and stuff, it always sticks in my mind. So Terry, hope life is amazing in Calgary. Says, Rob, I would love to order your products, but I don't know how much duty I'll have to pay from Canada. So in my usual experience with Canadian orders, they don't come with duty attached to them. However, there is always, like, duty is the responsibility of the customs authority to add on rather than for me. So everything's paid in terms of VAT and things, all paid up front. So there's nothing to pay in terms of that. I can't guarantee that there'll be zero customs because I don't want to lie to you and say, yeah, I'll give you a guarantee that there isn't. I don't know many Canadians that have had to pay any duty or customs on the Mad About Skin products, and we make sure everything's declared properly so minimize the risk at all. So most countries don't pay customs on it, but I can't be 100% guarantee. Hopefully that makes sense. I know Tom's in Canada and never had the issue. I know lots of other people that have ordered in Canada have never had any issues with being charged extra customs. Of course, it can't be 100% guaranteed, but like Tom says, I've yet to pay duty on the Mad About Skin products shipped to me here in Canada, and we kind of do our best to make sure that you don't. That's all. That's the guarantee I can give. I will do my best. And then says, thanks, Rob, for answering. You love it. No, thank you for joining, my love. Wonderful to see you. Kerry says, sporty. YouTube's words, not mine. Amy says, just pop me back in for a second. Rob did the Macarena. Did I miss the Macarena? Okay, Amy, I'm gonna do I might do it on Facebook. An unboxing of my YouTube 100,000 subscriber plaque actually arrived like a couple of days ago. I can do it, and I can do the Macarena on Facebook. You can hold me to that. I will just do it. I would hate to disappoint you, Amy, anyway at all. So watch this point. Chantal says, how strong is the Mad About Skin oil compared to Geek and Gorgeous A Game 5? It's in between the two. So Geek and Gorgeous 5 and 10. It's in between because it uses retinol and some other retinol esters to up the game of it. So it's halfway between the retinol, the 5 and the 10. Hopefully that makes sense. And I wouldn't dare, you're right, I wouldn't dare do it without you, Amy. Do not panic, do not panic. NN says, can't wait for your peptide serum. So excited. I can't wait. Annika says, Rob, that sounds amazing. I want that peptide serum now. I want to bring it to you now. Don't worry about it. So before we started, I'm just going to get the dog. Lonnie! Lon! What's this? Lonnie! Come and say hi to everyone. Oh! I couldn't leave you without paying the dog tax, could I? Lon says, buy the retinol oil. It's important. Thanks. He's the new spokesperson. Corinne the cat says, oh, sorry. Oh, you want to get down? Oh, he's in a playful mood. Corinne the cat says... my colleague commented that my skin was glowing. It's thanks to the beauty of Joe's sunscreen. I give it back to her. She thought I was being generous, but really it just gives me an excuse to get robbed. I like your thought process there. Sugarless, great to see you, my love. Sending you so much love. That dog's brought his awful toy in here. That awful chew. It's going to be very loud. Flower Power, great to see you, my love. Right, I've kind of made it to the end. Kind of rushed through the last comment, so sorry if I've missed your comment in any way whatsoever. Just drop it in the main comment section. I'll get back to you straight away. Mama says, we have the first 5 bundle again. Yes, it's currently live on the website. I might be switching it up to the ultimate with all the products in. So if you want the original 5 bundle, buy it now. You get 15% off. Anyway, thank you so much for all your love, kindness, and support on the launch. Beyond my wildest dreams. You don't need to do anything. We're going to move everyone over to today's premiere, which is a good old-fashioned unboxing with an original Mad About Skin thumbnail. Yes, you heard it here first. So, like I say, you don't need to do anything at all. You'll move over there right now. And thank you for spending your Saturday with me. Love you all so much. And I'll see you over on today's premiere in 2 seconds' time. Love you.